Hey, what up? It's Jawn Murray here live in New Orleans for Essence All Access, and I'm hanging out with two cast members, two of the stars from Starz is, how do you make stars plural? Survivor's Remorse. I'm here with Jessie T, Usher, and my man RonReaco Lee. We go way back. Way back.
I didn't even know. I felt left out.
No. So let's talk about Survivor's Remorse, man. I love this show. It's like it's almost like a dark comedy. At times it gets like a dramedy.
Yeah.
Talk about working on a show like this.
Oh, it feels that way to us sometimes. We'll read a script and look at each other and go, "Is this still a comedy?" Because but it's weird because we'll read it, we'll do it, and then we'll see it, and it's almost like three different things. Like you read it as something, and then you kind of do it a bunch of different ways. You know, we kind of bounce off each other, and then we'll watch it back and be like, "Wow, I don't know how that situation turned out." Funny, but like the point still gets across. Like that's very, very important working on this show. Like we make sure if there's something that needs to be said, it gets said, and then we kind of do it with a smile, you know. And I think people have responded to it in a very good way.
I think back to like our first audition and how it's like how much fun. Like we just had fun. We had these real loose auditions when we was trying to get the show and book it, and all the auditions was real loose, and we had fun. And then man, we got to, not to say we don't have fun when we get to set, but when we started shooting the show, man, it just turned into, they added an element of structure that initially felt restricting, but in all honesty, I remember telling everybody like, man, if we buy into this, if this is something that we accept and we really commit to it, we'll be great. You know what I mean? There's nothing that we won't be able to do going forward, if it's a August Wilson play or a David Mamet play or a Shonda Rhimes procedural, it would be nothing to spew a page-long monologue, and because Survivor's Remorse has asked us to do that and more. So it's
now one of you all's executive producers, LeBron James, is coming off a championship win.
Yes, he is.
Could your character, art imitate life? Could you be coming into a championship season on the show this season?
Well, season 3, we went into some other aspects of some things, some very, very big things that happened in LeBron James's life. We kind of tell some stories that correspond with, a lot of things that were maybe a little shaken up in the media, but everybody thinks they know about. So we kind of clear it up. You just got to watch out for things like that. Maybe, if we do a 4th season, Cam will win that championship, bring the trophy home. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking how it ended. And so he I don't want to give anything away.
Right.
But anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen 4th season.
Does this new season start off with a funeral? Because your uncle, got hit by the car.
Yeah, exactly. He got in a car accident. The first 2 episodes were kind of just dealing with that traumatic experience and like how everybody is responding separately, how we kind of deal with it together. And we took the 2 first episodes are about that. You know what I mean? We didn't want to rush through anything. It was like something big like that happens to a family. It takes a while, and we really, I'm not going to say exactly what we do or what happens, but we took our time on it.
We deal with it.
You've been one of the hardest working men in the business. Like you go from job to job to job to job. What's it been like to have that type of consistency in the business?
It's a blessing, It's fortunate that I've been able to sustain. This is one of those businesses where, people come and they go. And there are people that, when I moved to L.A., I just knew I would be auditioning against, and I would walk in and see such and such and so-and-so. And, when you don't see them, it certainly causes you to think and be grateful that, I can still walk into an audition or somebody can still call me up and say, hey, I want you to come out and do this thing for us. But it's an honor, and I pray I can keep doing it.
And you're coming off the success of Independence Day Resurgence. What was it like stepping into that franchise and into the shoes of Will Smith?
It was big. It was almost intimidating for a moment. I think I had some self-created nervousness in there, but Roland Emmerich came back. He was just in it, and he gave me a feeling of comfort where I felt like I could just come in and do my thing, And then working on a film like that, the pace is so drawn out, so stretched, that coming off a show like Survivor's Remorse, it was like a walk in the park. I went from doing literally 5 scenes a day to like a half a scene a day, and then it just became about the work. It was less about the size of the franchise and and the overwhelmingness of what it could be and all that kind of stuff, and more so about just like performing every day.
Listen, if you're not watching Survivor's Remorse, you got to binge watch, you got to catch up, and you got to get with this new season. It's Jawn Murray here live in New Orleans for Essence All Access.